Yeah, it seems like a rare occurrence.
Chat, let us know. If you can remember the perfect week, please. They've all kind of melded into one. For me, I'm not going to lie to you. We've had plenty of 6-game days, and we've had lots of them in a row, but I don't think an entire week has actually happened. So we've got some bans coming through, though, as we jump into Champion Select. BNK FearX did have the right of first selection.
Oh, and they chose second.
They chose second pick and therefore got the red side as well. So this is just regular...
Second pick on red side? That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
But it just might work.
That's not something we see very often anymore.
It's the year of Vikler, okay? Don't stop believing.
I would never.
We're on a journey together.
Okay, some of the things that have been left open. Orianna and Azir.
Wow, into GENG. That's a choice.
Yeah.
Is it Orianna for Chovy? I think it is. I think he likes Orianna in the matchup.
Yeah, and he is talking right now, so perhaps deciding which one to take. Or, I mean, maybe you go in a different direction and you're like, we're fine leaving it because there is a lot of choices available.
Ooh, never mind.
No, he's like, oh, I mean, he's into Vikler. Actually, that's very valid. Deny the Azir from Vikler.
Good call.
I think that's a very respectable choice.
What, we're snap blocking?
Yeah, and okay, they are picking the Pantheon. One issue with this, though, Vi is still available. I feel like GENG could just take the Vi. Vi in answer to...
Do you think Canyon plays Vi?
I think he does.
Oh, okay.
I think that is something he has been known to play before, and we've seen him do it many a time.
Well, thanks for that. That's why we pay the big bucks.
Yeah, I think that would be a good pickup here, just to make sure you have the point-and-click CC. They're going to lock in the Corki first for Ruler, which has been something he has leaned on quite heavily last year, and will undoubtedly continue to do so.
Yep. Also, Corki has been pretty good in the Yunara matchup. We saw it in our previous series as well. So going to be locking that one away. No Nico to be paired alongside it or anything like that. But I imagine like it's got to just be a Vi lock in here, right?
Yeah. I think reliable CC for the Yunara. Jarvan's interesting because, you know, she has a free dash when she pops her ultimate. So not necessarily as effective. Maybe hoping to potentially look to punish a future Orianna pick, right? And disencourage, I guess.
Disincentivize?
Disincentivize is a better word, thank you.
You're welcome.
An Orianna pick from coming through. I was also thinking like Talia is a potential option. Talia has a lot of value here. We often see it into the Azir and good like disrupting the Jarvan. And also good with the Pantheon, but they've committed to this Lulu now, so I imagine Talia is going to be banned by GENG. Nautilus is going to be denied here. I think that makes a lot of sense as well. Maybe the Alistair also, something Dura is good at, and something that has that point-and-click CC.
Yeah, Talia going to be taken away. Expected. I imagine that the Orianna is likely to be leaving as well. I think Pantheon Lulu Orianna sounds ridiculous, with like Pantheon jumping in after a man drop, then gets an orb and a wild growth. That is a lot of augmentation. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
It's going to be taken away as well. But I do think also GENG probably, like, they wouldn't mind like a Corki Alistair type lane here. And if you hold on to a Sylas pickup, like save Vikler's pick until last, then his Sylas angle is kind of absurd in this game. So that could be scary.
Sion ban comes through. I mean, if you're banning the Gwen, then maybe they are suggesting that they're going to pick up a tank here in this situation, but it's probably going to be just a mid lane pickup here and then save that tank for counter pick, especially given they picked second pick.
Yeah.
The assumption is they are putting a lot of emphasis on this top lane pick.
Nah, it's Renekton. Clear just presses Renekton right now. There is nothing wrong with an R4 Renekton, okay? I have spent a lot of my career saying that it's not necessarily a good thing. Oh, never mind. Different Shuriman flavor, as it is going to be the Cassante locked in.
I don't get this, right? You know, you go for second pick, so you have last pick, counter pick.
Yeah, and give it to the year of Vikler, man.
But you already know the mid matchup.
Yeah, no, but you don't know whether they're going to pick a cow. And you really want to hold on to that Sylas opportunity.
I guess.
Nah, man. It's genius. Yep, Croc. Going to be locked in here, most likely, as Ruler is hovering that one. Pretty understandable here for Keen.
Just all they have to do is just not pick Alistair, and the Sylas, you know, doesn't have legs.
Oh, but Alistair has legs. It's got 4 of them. It's happening. Test the theory, Duro. You wouldn't. He's just going to play Rel or something like that, right? Or Nami. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So it's probably not the Sylas angle that I was talking about. But I was really excited about the potential Sylas angle, okay? Nami going to be locked in. And we've seen this Nami Corki lane before. Was it actually Duro and Ruler that played it earlier on? I can't remember who did it, but it's not the first time that we've had it here in the LCK Cup.
Maybe it was T1? I don't remember 100%, I'll be honest. But we definitely have seen it, you are right.
Oh, the Akali. You're a Vikla, baby. All right.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the Akali be really strong, but it's going to be a lane where you don't really have prio. At bot lane, I feel like you're just struggling early in mid and bot in terms of prio, and you can get bullied out a little bit. And also, I feel like you go second pick, and you go for this last pick Akali, and you kind of deny your top lane of the counter pick. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think if you go on the second pick, and in that situation when you know the mid champion on the opposite side, I think you'd be far better off giving your top lane a counter pick, is my personal opinion of it, and ensuring Claire has like a favorable matchup over Keen.
I just don't think you're nearly Vikla biased enough. That's what I think the problem is.
I just think Vikla's good enough to pick earlier.
Oh, I like how you spam.
That's my angle.
Oh, that was beautiful. You should be in politics. That was so well played. Gorgeously done. Navigated it beautifully. And so did BNK. I actually quite like the BNK draft. I think that Yunara Lulu is the best Yunara lane that you can have. It also manages to go toe-to-toe relatively comfortably. With a Nami on the other side, though, I think that the GENG bottom lane will be able to fight this time around, especially with the power of early game Corki. But like you were saying, it's playable for Vikla once he hits that level 6, and there are going to be some opportunities for Pantheon to get around this map. Raptor has made early game things happen in the past. And I just want to believe that we can get the perfect week continued here today. So we need one win for BNK FearX, and then they don't need to worry about it further. Let's get on to the Rift here for game 1. All right. Calm down, Vikla.
We just saw this, by the way. This exact same play, exact same position.
Different champions, though. The Rise did better.
Yeah, but it was the same situation of Vikla just walking up in that brush and chunking out the opponent. So Vikla, knowing the Akali tech that Zaka was going for.
Walk at them.
Yeah, getting the electrocute early and putting the lane in a much better situation. I will say, so bot lane will be favored towards GENG in the 2v2, but Devil has some serious main character energy in this game, I feel. There's no super reliable lockdown for him. Like, Renekton has to get on top of you, Chovy has to get close to you, you know, the Nami CC and the Jarvan CC is outplayable. There is a lot of CC, but it's not like a Nautilus or a Vi where there's no outplay potential. So it's one of those games, if you're popping off, you can carry, but you really have to be playing at a high level because you are going to be the focus, right, for the enemy team.
Yep.
And everyone else is going to be diving in and just trying to create space for you.
Okay, Clear is already having a little bit of trouble into the Keen Crocodile at level 2. That doesn't bode all that well.
We normally talk about level 3 for the Renekton being a big point, but, you know, get started early. Why not?
Yeah. That is, yep. Keen, pretty good. Vikla finding some angles, though, as we can see here. We're going to try and electrocute the Emperor of Shurima as often as he can. As Clear is going to have to go through some consumables. He's doing fine as far as farm is concerned, as we can see here. Only behind just a little bit, but using his health bar as a resource pretty extravagantly thus far.
Honestly, Diablo and Kellen get some early prio here. And zoning off Duro and Ruler.
Yep, they did have to invest the heal and barrier in order to get this. Okay. That's a lot of wins for good old Corki. 5 in a row. Not too bad. Right now, though, struggling a little bit in the lane for now. And Canyon on his red buff now. It's going to be the last camp that he has to deal with before he looks for a crap.
And actually
taking a lot of damage.
Ruler going Jack of all trades and not cashback. So this is really common on Corki, Jack of all trades, because you can get it really easily. I think it's like partway through item number 3, like you don't need the full 3 items.
Okay. Bubble. Remember, no barrier here on Diablo. Taking a lot of damage from Ruler. And remember, the Nami has ebb and flow, so there is healing in this lane, and there is no healing on the side of BNK.
Yeah, I think
shields.
If I'm Diablo and Kellen, I want to push that wave in and reset.
That would be a good idea. We do have Dura going back home as well, actually holding on to the heal. As we do have a Pantheon making his way down.
This
Can't
is
quite
risky.
avoid turret shots anymore.
Yeah, this is risky because those health bars are low.
Yeah. Let's see whether the Raptor can actually tank this one up and get out. As there's a Valkyrie, it is going to work out very, very nicely here. As Ruler likely to go down first. First blood does go over to Diablo. And Ruler is dead. Canyon makes his way in. Is going to be able to take out the kill. But that does take money away from the bottom lane and puts it into the jungle.
Yeah, honestly, I said it was risky. They managed to pull it off. BNK FairX, you're happy with how that played out. You get the kill onto your AD carry. You deny farm from Ruler. That's exactly what you'd hope for in that situation. I said, you know, this lane from the Corki Nami should be winning out early, but the sustained damage from the Yunara Lulu, I think Diablo and Kellon just playing the 2v2 really well, and we talked about last year them being strong, and I think here, so Raptor gets the Q onto both targets, he's the one tanking, and Kellon gets aggro second, flashes away so low, so everything going well for them. I think also the fact they use those combat summoners for tempo early.
Yeah, they have them back again.
Despite GENG being so dominant last year, Diablo and Kellon had the highest, I think, highest
2v2s,
highest 2v2 kills, yeah, for a good portion of the season. So
yeah, up until like Legend and Rise group, like it was Diablo and Kellon with that stat for the majority, and it was a very large number. Like these two were just taking names in that bottom lane. It was when bottom lane wasn't necessarily as impactful. Obviously, they were still main characters, but without the quests and things like that, I feel like playing for lane control has been even more exemplified in this season.
yeah.
So we'll see whether they can continue to make it work. Right now, doing okay. As Vikla makes his way back to lane, does have the perfect execution now put together, and is feeling pretty comfy in this lane, as we can see. Will actually be almost even, as he misses one minion. And so that means that it's Chovy ahead by 1. So nothing too much to worry about there. It's Keen with the most farm on the map.
If you take stock of the game, I think the fact that bot lane is doing well, mid lane is even in farm, top lane's a little behind, but you know, you're Cassante, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I think BNK FairX are pretty happy with how things are going so far.
Yep. Feeling like they are having a good time. That being said, if something does go wrong in the mid game, that's when problems can arise. And we know that you know, there's a champion with Arise as an ability name, and he's in the mid lane, and he can really make problems happen.
I think so many
gets a good Emperor's Divide.
More of our games we've seen kind of have a slow laning phase. It's really hard to have that pressure just because you have home guards available and fast from so early. So even if you do get lane advantages, it's hard to really amount to a ton. And then it comes down to those mid-game team fights. You know, these dragon fights can really set teams apart, and we know GENG are so good at navigating those, but we'll see what BNK FairX can do. That first dragon is up and available, but no team's really shown much of an inclination towards it.
No, not quite. First one going to be an Ocean there as well, so no Ocean Souls this game. Just feeling pretty good. That one's the least whelming, I would say. There's Diablo looking for a little bit of a reset here himself. Ruler to pick up this minion wave, and has actually recovered quite nicely in this lane. Outside of still being behind, because First Blood did go over to Diablo. The farm numbers not exactly looking the worst. So Diablo goes back and is going to be able to put a little hatchet together, but not too much more. And there is a tier stacking up, but now a Phage is going to be added here for Ruler. And man, this Crocodile is just feeling pretty fantastic. This matchup right now is clear. He's gone to the bathroom.
They're just aura farming.
Yeah, I think so. The full hold position. You love to see it. Spitters decides that he doesn't even need that particular CS.
Yeah.
I like that.
Still sacrifice. Has 2 biscuits in pocket as well, so...
Yeah, Bramble Vest is also done, so he's actually pretty tanky. Keen having a very good time. So that's good news here for GENG, especially as the mid-game comes around, as when the Renekton is going to be the most powerful. One item coming on through. As Clear does finish off all of these minions. He's 10 behind, but if he retains that, I think it's going to be A-okay.
I think a strong Renekton is just hard to deal with. I mean, the most sustained damage you have on your team is obviously the Yunara, who is obviously has a lot of damage output later on, but in the mid-game, I think Renekton is just so problematic for their comp to deal with.
Yeah.
So definitely looking at Keen being a big force to be reckoned with.
Oh, Chovy rotating down towards his bottom side. As the Dragon hasn't been started up just yet. Looks like Grubs were just taken here by GENG. Actually, one of them was left alive. as Canyon's just going to leave it there. Oh, never mind. Did he take them all? No, he didn't. He did leave one. Okay, Diablo, tidal wave, just going to be ran out of the way of, so Duro not quite finding that one.
Yep, little heal to get him out of range of that.
Okay, slow and steady. Very even as far as gold is concerned. As Canyon going to witness that his red buff is gone. That was pretty cute there from Raptor. Now he can possibly start off this dragon, but it will be fully known by GENG. It's Canyon moving down towards his bottom side. Diablo susceptible right now, but does have double summoners available.
Yeah, now we're seeing some good trades come out from Ruler and Duro.
Oh, Vikler is in here as well. This is dangerous. Canyon taking a little bit of damage, but Diablo...
Oh, so low.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. He's very much trusting his barrier that he has available here. Is Canyon, will he go for a steal? Oh my god! Okay, that's not allowed. It was down to 30 health.
Yeah,
Yeah, Raptor didn't have smite.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you're playing Pantheon...
Yeah.
You have the execute in your queue, so... Oh, he's caught out now.
Oh dear, this is all bad news here for Raptor as even Duro is making his way up. Vikler finding an angle though. Perfect execution comes down as Canyon's in trouble. Doesn't quite find enough damage, but there's the wild growth and it will be Canyon falling down. Flash to get Vikler out of the way. And he also has the Whimsy shield, so the Akali on the board.
They were really not happy about him stealing away the dragon, so Vikler made him pay for it.
It was almost like Raptor going from bad to worse there, though, because he could have got picked off after losing the battle to a flag. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you would not be happy about that, but, I mean, it's crazy that the dragon steal actually came in, 30 HP. Pantheon with the execute on the Q normally is enough to secure that, but Canyon does end up paying for that fight that comes after, and Vikler getting the kill in particular is a big boon for BNK FearX, so... Gold still even, but getting some nice gold on their Akali. We'll see the replay here. 30 HP, I think I saw as well.
Was it just a... Oh, the Q came in.
So they try to sync their Qs together, Vikler and Raptor, and the timing was good, it's just it was miscalculated on the damage.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out. Well, Emperor's Divide does throw him back, but Vikler comes in, finds the angle, waits pretty well, and managing to hit that shuriken backflip was the demise of Canyon, even if the initial salvo wasn't quite enough.
And Kellen comes in and provides a lot of health for Vikler to keep him healthy.
Year of Vikler, baby. All right, he's got that Gunblade on the go. Not quite completed just yet. Does have most of the bits. And so it's still Keen with a decent advantage. A little bit of a lead for Duro, but otherwise BNK retain a lead across the board. And I think Cassante not going to be too worried. As you mentioned before, he's still just going to be Cassante as this game goes on. Already has his Thornmail complete. That feels pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him like a little bit behind in farm. I mean, still is, and lost a couple of plates. But at this point, you should just be able to stabilize on the Cassante. It's not like the Gwen matchup we saw last game where it was just bad to worse.
Oh, there was a little bit of a replay scenario here as we had Raptor making his way in, but Chovy did just get himself out of the way.
Yeah, it does mean his flash is now down, though.
True.
But you're in his ear, so... I mean, the thing with losing your flash is I feel like more so for the Azir, it limits your playmaking, but it does your safety just because you are so safe in general. And that is the thing with GENG. They have... Everyone apart from Duro has a dash in their kit, and importantly, the carries are very safe.
Yeah.
Duro definitely the one who's going to get picked on, I feel like, at times. He is just like the freebie. Vikler kind of like goes for Ruler and just happens to accidentally kill Duro on the way. Could happen.
Yeah, that is sort of the Nami way, isn't it?
Especially because he's gone the Dreammaker support item, which, you know, you get a lot of value from it, but it's value for your 80 carries, not value for you. It's not celestial opposition. You're going to be squishy.
Yep. And I guess accepting that, you know, kind of makes some sense, because even with celestial opposition, I feel like you do just melt, because Nami just does not have the most tanky stats. As all right, we are going to toggle the vision. Vikler might be in a little bit of danger, but looks like Nami and Jarvan lose interest. Cheeky little Q does come on through that for clear, but slices, dices, and acts all cool, and Keen is absolutely fine.
Yep. Been pretty slow overall in this game, and as I said earlier, it's kind of just been the pace of games. It's been about those setups, those skirmishes, and I feel like the fights in this one are going to be explosive.
Ooh, speaking of explosive, Ruler throwing a rocket over at Diablo.
Yeah, Mandate completed for Duro is a big spike. You know, we have Ardent Sensor on Kellen, which is obviously a buff for your sustain damage. But that's kind of how this matchup goes, is that it's all sustain damage for Diablo. On the other side, Ruler's like, okay, I Frost Bomb, you hit a rocket as well with Mandate, and the Tycho's busting, and it's like, okay.
And he's got Trinity Force as well.
40% of your health. Yeah, it's full burst.
It's a massive advantage. It's okay, in goes Vikla, looks for the angle. There is the backflip and the solo bolo! It's the year of Vikla! It's confirmed!
It's his year, solo killing Chovy.
Oh my god, okay. And now BNK looking for another one. The flash forward, the wild growth, as Diablo will take down the Corki. Duro's dead as well, and Raptor was just there to watch.
Year of Vikla, it's the year of BNK Fear X. 3 kills across the board for them. Chovy in the bot lane all taken down. It's a huge influx of gold and exactly where you want it as well.
Oh my goodness. Diablo and Callan, we already said, right? These guys are known for the 2v2 kills. Unfortunately, Ruler and Duro fall victim to it, but Vikla finding a solo kill against Chovy, that's not on very many bingo cards.
And you know, I was saying normally for the Azir, losing the flash is more about the playmaking, the safety, but he was definitely feeling the lack of flash there. Vikla connecting everything.
Beautifully done.
Picking up that play. Dragon going to be taken as well.
Yep, and it's a Mountain Soul this game at the same time, so I think Clear is going to be having an even better time if they do manage to stack up a few of those.
And the thing is, I was concerned for BNK Fear X, you know, with Azir into Akali, with the Corki Nami early, but they just haven't had the lane pressure I imagined they would in these matchups.
Yeah.
And now, with the fact that Vikla and Diablo have massive leads, they're going to be in a great spot. So we'll see how this actually panned out. Raptor finds Canyon, which sort of keeps him busy. Vikla lands, goes in with the ult, lands the shuriken, follows his dash, just hits everything perfectly.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like, if you do land that backflip, you either stay there, don't reactivate it, and kill the Azir anyway. And if he ults, then you get to kill him. Oh, the flash over the tidal wave as well.
That was great. Do not look at the picture-in-picture and how we just died to Ruler. We did, don't want to see that. No.
Ah, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
There's a bit of a bug with Diablo being dead.
This is why it's the year of Vikla specifically.
Yeah. Diablo wanted to make sure that we weren't confused.
They heard me say it was a year of BNK Fear X. He was like, no.
Yep.
It's Vikla.
Well, that was it's a little bit puts a dampener, a slight dampener in the situation, but not too much to be worried about. As the Rift Herald did go over to Raptor as well. We're going to check this one out one more time.
Okay, down flash, down ult. Not much you can do to get out of the Cataclysm.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see the avenue to outplay.
50 gold for Ruler, so a big influx there. Yeah, I was saying that I felt like the Jarvan into the Yunara, not ideal, but when you don't have those dashes available, it works out pretty well.
Yeah.
He is obviously approaching the Fiend Hunter bolts, and that and that gives him a ton of ultimate ability haste, which will help.
Oh,
not again.
My goodness, not again. Surely not.
Okay, he has ult and flash, so that's why Vikla did not go for the dive, but
the whole time,
spooked.
Yeah, the whole time that that Shuriken backflip was ticking down, I was frightened for Chovy as Diablo, actually doing a lot of work with that Slurkle. Yeah, Celestial position might have been a good idea.
You know, it's not often we see Chovy really on the back foot like this.
Yeah.
And he opted for the upgraded Sorks, you know, maybe regretting that decision at this point. Not going for the upgraded Mercs for the extra defensive capability, because Vikla is just ruthless at the moment.
And you can sort of understand it. It's almost like Steel Caps would have been a better idea with the fact that it's just Akali doing magic damage. But still, Chovy going to have to back away here. And Diablo looking a little worse for wear. Gets the heal out of Kellen. Kellen just going to make his way back as the Rift Herald will be able to take down this mid-outer turret.
Yeah, not sure how needed that was, but a little bit of an insurance policy just to make sure they got that last plate.
Well, plate also does go over to Clear here as well, who will be able to clear out some vision. GENG certainly on the back foot right now, but it's only spelt about 500 gold. The advantage for BNK is now Kellen going to find Canyon here. Glitterlands to slow him down, but not by that much.
It's important to note, it's not a huge gold advantage. I mean, it's not much at all from BNK Fear X. They do have gold in good places, right? You know, Vikla having a sizable lead, and the fact that Diablo has 3 kills in his pocket and 2 items.
Yep.
But it's still very much a game that GENG can win. And with the CC they have, if it connects, right? I talked about this earlier. Okay, that shows Chovy's.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's happened?
But the CC that GENG has, it's not reliable, right? It's not point and click. A lot of it, you need to be either in range to land it, like the Renekton stun or the Emperor's Divide. Or it's, you know, stuff like the Jarvan Flag and Drag or the Nami CC that you have to, like, land. But it also means if you connect that CC, you're very capable of winning a fight, even if you are at a bit of a deficit. So GENG's still fine now, but, you know, Duro losing the flash, Chovy missing a cannon.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things that are pointing towards this being not necessarily the GENG that we were expecting. But I'm kind of glad that they're taking things a little slow at the beginning of this season, because obviously they were firing on all cylinders the entire year in 2025.
I feel like earlier in the LCK Cup, they looked really good.
Yeah, that's true. Last week, maybe they were like, no, let's chill out, guys.
This is the only other team who kept the full roster. So maybe they were abusing we kept the same roster advantage, and now they've met their match.
Yeah,
in another team who kept their same roster.
We just didn't realize quite how powerful BNK were. Local value coming on through here as Canyon turns up, but so does Raptor. 3v3 in the mid lane.
Okay, we have the Muramana fully stacked from Ruler.
Yeah, that 2-item spike is very scary.
It is set up for Dragon. Do have almost all flashes available. It's only Duro's who's down, so a lot of cooldowns to play with.
And this could have been sole point. Canyon hadn't just thrown a flag at the first Dragon.
Oh, Clear's low. He needs to recall, I feel, so he can get his TP in.
Well, Diablo have to deal with that. Drops a flag on him.
Maybe don't tank all that damage.
It's a little bit frightening, isn't it? As now Kellen's kind of by himself. Keen to move on forward. Could just flash on him, but Raptor, he comes on over. That is going to be the Drake to take him down. But now Keen is kind of by himself. The rest of GENG moving over. Teleport in from Vikla. They think that they found the Crocodile. Let's see whether Vikla can actually get anything here. And the answer is no, not for the moment.
Mid tower up, it's really hard to see an angle. And the wave's just going to get cleared out before it even hits it. So the TP, I feel like maybe a bit overforced. And the problem is, right, they have Chovy here up against Clear. Look at Clear's inventory.
Yeah.
Got a bit of magic resist in sight. You know, an Ending Despair was changed. It's no longer a mix. It's now all armor. So he is taking a lot of damage from this Azir. Also, we see Diablo use the barrier just to not have his recall interrupted.
Yeah, that's very cute. But teleport from Chovy to move towards his bottom lane to make sure that he doesn't miss any of the creeps.
Dragon picked up, and I feel like the point you made before about the flag stealing that earlier Dragon, very relevant right now.
Yeah, it's feeling really detrimental because it's bought GENG that extra 5 minutes of time in this game that they don't need to worry about a potential soul.
I mean, it's so annoying that Clear just switched to the other side, and he's having to deal with Azir again.
Yeah.
He doesn't want this. They've just recalled Vikla, and he's like, guys, I'm coming. I'm trying to answer the Azir. He keeps moving.
Well, Clear is now going to move on down. Let's see whether he can find the angle as there's the man drop. Canyon moves in, the all-out onto Chovy. He's taking so much damage, and down he will go. Canyon now finds himself in trouble as Keen gets closed in by the bottom lane. Ruler is in base. Duro's desperately trying to help out, but they've lost 2 already, and B&K fire back.
That's one way to answer the Azir. Just kill him, right? Chovy goes down, ult not used, flash not used, dive on top of him. Vikla maybe in trouble.
Yeah, phosphorus bomb. Oh, he would have gone in. He would have definitely gone in.
I think the bubble was still on cooldown, didn't throw it out. Keen going in on Clear, but he's all armor.
Yeah, Raptor is now moving down as well. Kellen in position, has the wild growth, uses it as the polymorph onto Ruler is there. Oh, the spear barely missing, but look at this! They're bobbing for apples underneath this inner turret. Ruler is just dead! Perfect execution comes forward, the turret finishes off Vikla, and Kellen is really dead. Keen is going to survive. That was a little comical in the end, but I'd say probably, you know, we'll call it a moot point.
Yeah, he really tried, Kellen, to get that kill in the end. Keen, the final survivor there, a bit too hard to take down, but this is very scrappy. Clear going in here, you know, has the backing of the Pantheon. I think Chovy just kind of realized Flash Stun doesn't give him a chance to do anything really, and he ends up saving all of his cooldowns. But Canyon also just dies pretty unceremoniously, and then here, Ruler and Duro are taking this more dangerous route and get jumped on. And they try and turn the damage back around, but Raptor has the backup off Kellen. We see the polymorph comes in from Kellen. He tries to block the escape from Ruler. And here, Vikla just, I think, misses the R2. So I think he had to follow up there with an auto maybe, or maybe the R2 did hit him. But either way, Keen survived so long and kills Kellen. So
it was actually just to cull the Meek. I thought that he picked up turret aggro somehow, but he did not. And did just get culled.
Yeah, so hectic, but still I think kills. Oh,
Chobi's just decided he wants to kill someone, but that's a great wild growth onto Diablo. Kellen, he knows where his bread's buttered.
That was, yeah, perfect wild growth. I think certainly Diablo would have been dead there if not for that cooldown preventing the engage. And it's a shot, you know, didn't have to burn the flash as well from Diablo. I think it's important.
Wait a second. Are they just going to Tidal Wave to interrupt the back and then take Baron off the back of it? That's
Baron
crazy.
Takes
Surely they can't do that.
This is so risky. This is so risky. Raptor can get in the pit as well. He has ult.
Yeah. Well, Diablo is not quite there just yet, but he might be able to get there in time for the fight. As Canyon down to 50%, but the Baron is down to 5,000. All right, in comes the Pantheon. He dives on top, but the bubble is waiting for him, and Raptor is going to be eviscerated. The Aegis is not quite enough. Emperor's Divide hits the air, though, and now Vikla, it's his turn to start something. Diablo's shown up, though. They're trying to peel for him. Into the backline goes, oh my God! How dare you do it again, Canyon! Diablo is going to be able to kill him, but my goodness, they keep 3 Barons on the table and save the play. Look at his cheeky face. Look at his face. Oh my God, Canyon.
I think he got it with his Q. I think he got it with his Q.
I think he flagged it. I think he flagged it again.
I think he got it with his Q. We'll watch again, but I think he flagged and it didn't die and he Q'd over. And that's what finished it. We'll see the replay.
Right.
So we see the Raptor just gets eviscerated. The great bubble on his landing. And then here, you know, they force them out, zone them away, and they decide to focus it down. And then he flags now.
Oh.
No, it was just a flag, you're right.
Actually did 160 damage with a flag.
It was just a flag, you're right. Oh my God, there's no... He
cannot keep getting away with this!
That's insane. That's actually insane.
Oh, we really need to send Raptor some flowers or something like that after this.
I would be so tilted.
Oh my God, okay. Yeah, Dura's like, you're on fire today. What's going on?
I would be so tilted. Yeah, I thought he flagged and then he queued and that's what got the kill. But no, he just got with the flag. Yeah, just
flag.
Just hit.
Well, we've got an outer turret falling on the top side of the map in trade for this dragon. It's going to be second here for GENG. Should be the first.
I've never seen a 2-3-2 job and be so clutch.
Yeah. It was kind of like the 0-7 Pantheon from Sponge the other week.
Yeah.
BNK still have a decent advantage, but it's only 1,000 here at this stage of the game. Yeah, Raptor, oh no, he gets caught by Canyon. Does trade a fair bit of damage back, has to flash to get out of the Cataclysm. As now...
Wait, how'd you get out now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just going to get knocked up by the Flag and Drag. Now looks to try and turn it because he knows there's no way out. And yeah, Raptor is all out of sorts. And I do not blame him after what has happened, as there's another wild growth to interrupt Chovy. But he doesn't use the Emperor's Divide, just has to wait for another Shifting Sands. He will be able to make that play again before Kellen can respond.
But there's a crocodile in the brush.
That's always very scary. All right, now the Baron just going to help empower these siege minions to be problematic. Vikla is pretty scary, but man, this is just kind of like a freight train moving down the mid lane. My goodness, are GENG going to win this off the back of 2 flag steals?
It's looking like
so unfair.
It's just...
Oh no, Diablo is able to dash out of the way of Chovy here. Oh, the Arc of Ruin almost kills him. Has to flash to get out of the way. As Vikla dashing on top of Canyon now. Oh, okay.
Where'd he go?
Cuts him down where he stands. Now Raptor looking for the angle, dives on top of Ruler, but buffers the Valkyrie really nicely, and now spacing it out as best he can. The flash from Clear, but Ruler has already taken down the Pantheon. Diablo's also doing the same thing on the other side of the fight, though, and Ruler is dead. It's the kill going over to Vikla, and who else was going to save the day? Obviously, this man on the Akali, as GENG... Dura does have a little bit of redemption here that he's looking for, as some supportive combat is what he really wants, but Diablo is unfortunately an 80 carry, and so he has a fair bit more damage.
Beat him up.
Yep, there we go. Bubble not going to connect, so Dura, I think, may buy some time, but the Slurkle is able to slow him up. Okay. That's what the SL part of the Slurkle is about.
Yeah. Does buy a lot of time, allows everyone to respawn, but to be fair, there wasn't many objectives to take on the map anyway, but this felt personal from Vikla. This was like, you've been messing me about a little bit too much. You used the flag For poke, for vision, I don't know. But he paid for it.
God.
That's a lot of damage from the Akali. And then here, this was messy because Ruler's doing a lot of damage at this point, and Raptor realized that and was trying to like stun him, but was tentative with it and paid for it.
And Diablo just flashed on Chovy and murdered him.
Yeah, Claire doing a great job, honestly, of stalling out there. And then this was the, yeah.
We didn't need to watch.
Chasing a fish through the river, not the best.
Yeah, unless you are also a fish, you are going to have, or a seal.
Yeah, you
or
noticed he
platypus.
caught him when he got back to solid land, so that does make a lot of sense.
There it is. All right, B&K now with control back in their hands, but not exactly a gold advantage, as, oh my god, Vikla does so much damage. The stun not quite going to be enough here, as there is the Dominus. Perfect execution to get him out of there, but oh, the bubble! Connects onto Raptor, he goes down to the GA, there's the Wild Growth on the Canyon, he should be going down to his GA as well, but the Pantheon is going to be locked up, and GENG are going to be there to save their jungler. B&K gonna get slowed down on this push as Chovy looking for a wrap around Vikla. Yeah, he tries to go into the mist and actually does get out of the way. Ruler is dead as well. Diablo's alive! And Diablo survives! Chovy is still there though at full health, and Keen is just teleported back in. Clear realizing that he just needs to make sure that everyone has a way out. The polymorph, the flash from Kellen, and the DPS, it's not going to be there. They wipe the floor with the two carries, and Chovy sacrifices his life for it. I'd probably say that that one's worth, as now Clear is still pretty deadly. Kellen just trying his very best to defend as he sidesteps the bubble, and now Clear looking to get on top of Duro. This could be the angle. Another shield, and he hits the cube. He got it. Duro goes down, and Keen will finally take out the top laner, and the polymorph just comes back off cooldown. I think Kellen wins this kite, by the way. I think he just stops him from walking. Oh, never mind. He closes the gap. And now Raptor moves in. There's the movement speed. Dominus is back off cooldown again, though.
Yeah, no
and yeah, I don't know whether Raptor wins this one, but Kellen is there. He's got another wild. Okay, this game is just silly.
You know what I said? How last series was two teams looking for the first win, and this is two series trying to stop their first loss. It's just different shades, same color.
This is the thing. Yeah, you're right. You say that those things are different. They're not.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. My LCK is pure balance.
I was kind of focused. You know, there was like Chovy looming on the flank, and then Ruler tried to go in, and Diablo just absolutely slaughtered him, and it got so close to him going down, but he slides in, gets knocked up, and then Kellen just getting the shields in.
Oh man, Kellen actually front runner for POM. As, all right, in comes Raptor once again to take a bubble to the face. Barely. Oh my god, the all out. Okay, well that's sushi for you.
I'm telling you one thing, right? Kellen is definitely putting his mouse over the portraits to put those shields on.
Oh, he is.
Because when it's getting hectic, he's getting the shield on the right people every single time.
Honestly, POM material right there. I know it's the year of Vikla, but maybe it's actually the year of Kellen.
Okay, they're going to do Dragon. Raptor is very low. They don't have a support.
Oh no, Flagman's here. Flagman's here.
No. It can't happen again. It can't happen again.
Just reset it. Okay, Vikla goes in. Let's see whether they can kill Canyon. He connected the backflip, and they create the space. There's another shield for Vikla.
They're going to go Baron. They're going to go Baron.
Wait, this should just be Baron, right?
Okay, yeah, I think they got to let it go. They got to let it go.
Yep. I don't think this is going to be the winning fight.
They read the patch notes. It's not worth as much gold as it used.
And Grand Starfall on cooldown. Raptor not going to be able to make his way in. Diablo hits level 16. They are going to be around to fight again. 9-2-2 on this Yunara. My God.
What?
No.
I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
All right.
Canyon can't steal a Baron if you don't contest it.
Hey, true. There you go.
Yeah.
No more sadness for Raptor.
Yeah. This was just kind of brutal, kind of visceral, just kind of mean.
Yeah.
You know, kind of mean-spirited even. Just,
I've had those Nami games before.
Yeah. You know, you're that squishy support. You're just trying to have a good time. You're trying to buff up your AD carry, and some level 18 top laner just says nope.
Yeah. Soon to be level 19. It's very, very close to that. Keen has already hit that mark. As this Crocodile is kind of getting out of control. Does have 4 items now done.
Yeah, Diablo has a lot of items though too.
He does.
Also, we have the Happy Hat on Vikla, so...
Oh dear. So you would say that Vikla is probably having a good time this game?
Oh, Vikla, be very careful.
Oh, we are watching him have a very good time.
Does he need to be careful?
Oh, oh my god, he almost hits Ruler with it. Wants the perfect execution, but he's going to use it. Oh my, the rocket connects.
Yes.
And he would have been redeemed anyway, as they're winning the game on the other side.
Yeah. Well, I said he needed to be careful, but...
Wait, base race probably gets won by a double siege minion Baroned up lane.
Yeah, Baron's pretty good at sieging.
Yeah, and good old Corky is kind of good at destroying structures. They just have to run the whole way. Teleport in from Chovy. Wait, is the game just over? This is the stupidest way for this game to end.
There's no way. There's no way.
No, there is no way. They are not allowed to do it like this. All right, teleport comes in. It's going to be a 5v5 in the B&K base. Wait, make it a 4v5 as Vikler is up in another 20 seconds. B&K are making sure that Vikler is going to be as close as possible. Canyon is wrapping around for some reason. B&K need to try and stop this. There is the Q to bring them all back. The all-out brings Keen in. I'm not entirely sure about that decision. As Clear is absolutely gigantic. There's the knock-up from Canyon as B&K's health bars are just being destroyed. And the massive crocodile is going to chop them all up. Down goes Ruler, but it's in trade for the Nexus as GENG steal away what is one of the most ridiculous games I've ever had the sheer pleasure of commentating.
They're down in kills still. They're still down in kills. How did it end like that?
I don't know. Daniel, don't ask me questions that are silly.
You know what? We don't have to worry about it. We're the casters. This is for the spacers to worry about.
Break it down, Valdez and Wolf.
Have fun with that one.
Yeah,
guys.
this will be an easy one.
We don't have to decipher any of this. We just have to witness it.
And we did. And you know what? I don't want it to make sense. I might even skip the space so I know less. As Ruler still did 40,000 damage. As my goodness, both of the carries on both teams very, very similar.
Oh, you see, they did get a gold lead right at the end.
Yeah, they did. Okay, it was a bit like a heart monitor, though, throughout the majority of that one. But what an incredible game. I just want more of that.
Yeah.
But what we need is a B&K winning game, too. I honestly think it's possible, though.
It's plausible.
Oh my goodness, what an incredible day it has been today, and hopefully 2 more games are coming after this. We're going to go to a short break. When we get back, the Space are going to do their very best to break down what that was, and then we'll hopefully have more. See you soon.
것 같아 그냥.
나 많아지면
라인 클리어 같아. 야 이제 뒤로 온다. 괜찮아. 그냥 싸보자.
이거 끝날 생각해도 되잖아.
풀 미드만 노플 미드만.
나텔 8초.
풀 8초.
그냥
미드만 노플.
대포로 천천히 하면 될 것 같아.
룰루도 노플이야. 어쨌든 돌았어 룰루. 룰루 돌았어. 오케이. 미드만 노플.
확인.
포탑 칠 수 있으면 포탑 치고. 코르키야 쳐줘.
칠만한가?
그냥 쌈바. 크라시 노플. 야 아칼리 5초.
유나 노플.
아칼리 태어났어. 야 아칼리 진짜 세.
된다.
무서워 아칼리. 어디로?
You do get some different things. It's okay. First pick goes over to B&K this time around. They opted for second pick last time. So this time they will at least have first pick on the red side. And we'll see what they can make of it.
We'll see how things pan out here. I think honestly we talked about the draft a lot. I think the early game went good for them. I think the draft was very playable. They just came down to some clutch moments. I will say, I feel like the fact they went second pick and then didn't really give Clear a matchup that he had an advantage in, I feel like that was a bit wasteful.
A little bit of a flub.
Yeah. Like, it's not like Keen necessarily, like, he picked Renekton to Xante and then had a slight lead. But I feel like Keen just does Keen. Keen is just keen on doing good.
He is.
So I feel like shutting him down would be a better use of your draft, but we'll see how that pans out. This is very similar to what we had banned last time. Different arrangement, but we have Vi banned instead of Xin Zhao. And now Orianna going to come through.
Yeah, Orianna is not actually paired alongside an Azir availability as well this time around, as they elected not to go towards this pick. So we'll have to see what Chovy's answer for it is going to be. Still plenty of things that he can go towards, but we'll just have to see what he decides to utilize this time. Could just be a Rise. Haven't really seen Rise into Orianna all that much. No, you do get outranged just a little bit, but we will have to just wait and see what Chovy does have in store for us. As Xin Zhao was banned away in the last game and is available this time.
Rise is open, right?
It is.
So you could definitely just go towards that. Tilia also an option.
You could also just take Nocturne, Twisted Fate. But instead they're going to lock in Xin Zhao.
Something you could do.
Yeah, probably not a good thing, but it's 2 global abilities, Fox, which is kind of fun.
I mean, that's the thing is Xin Zhao is going to get taken away, which would have synced well with the Orianna. But you can just go the Nocturne. We'll see if Chovy does just pick up the Rise or goes in a different direction here. And he will just pick up the Rise. So we've seen this have a lot of priority on it since the Actualizer has come in. I will say one thing is that you're quite bulky as the Rise, but the fact that like the build path feels kind of, you know, you go Roa, Seraphs, Actualizer, it feels like you're losing a lot of power if you're slotting Zhonya's in before that.
Yeah, true.
And if you don't, then Zhonya's coming very late. And if you are playing into an Orianna, Ambessa, maybe a Nocturne as well, then you are vulnerable as a sort of shorter range mage. So definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Ambessa coming through for Clear, a pick we've seen have a lot of success, honestly, and doesn't have to deal with Renekton.
And also is a flex, so
yeah,
it keeps things a bit ambiguous.
Can go in the jungle as well. So I think with that in mind, could just leave top/jungle, whatever's you're going to pick otherwise, and then keep that ambiguous here. And they are going to go for the Ezreal.
Ezreal without anything else paired alongside it just yet, so likely the Karma will be banned away to avoid having that sort of like win lane, win game type mentality available.
Yep, and I still think there's a lot of good things you can pair with it. You know, you have the Karma, you have the Braum, you have the Bard, you have Rakan, all perfectly fine pairings. When going to come through?
Interesting.
So this is a matchup that we tend to see, you know, last year Ambessa was doing pretty good into, especially early on. But Keen feeling confident.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's still a flex Ambessa, but that means it can go top.
And I don't know whether there's all that many better options into the Gwen. I think a lot of people are pretty happy to take the Ambessa into that one, so likely to be putting Clear in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, Jax, they're going to ban, so that is something you can play into. Akali is a big one, but that was obviously taken away by Fearless.
Yep.
So we'll see if they end up putting another ban towards what could potentially go top lane, or maybe they do want to ban the Karma, like you suggested. I think for BNK Fearex, could look maybe to target the bot lane if you're worried about something Ruler might pick up here.
Yeah, and BNK are sort of lacking in the engage department, so might be needing some of that from their support position. So Kellen might be sort of priced in to playing something like a Leona or a Rel or something like that instead.
Yeah, you definitely want setup for the Orianna. Like, you could end up going like a Nocturne or something, which would kind of solve some of those issues. But yeah, I feel like definitely with how Kellen plays, wouldn't be surprised if they just slammed an engage support for him. Yeah, they will ban out the Aurora, so, you know, concerned that they could pick that in the top lane. Obviously, something Keen has played a lot in the top lane.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of those things, if you know it's something you would play into Gwen, then maybe concerned that the opposition would do it themselves.
Maybe some scrimbucks as well, as of course Ryu is the coach, so might know something about what Clear has put some time into. As Poppy going to be the final ban here on the side of BNK. Now, what is GENG going to be locking in before we see the full draft of the BNK VRX? Jin here for Ruler. Not my favorite.
Yeah, we know how you feel about Jin.
Yeah. I did feel better about it towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
A little bit.
How do you feel
Didn't
about
hate
it
it
right now?
Not good. Not a fan. Not feeling very happy about it. That's a Kiana. Raptor, I don't know. I don't know about it. It didn't work for Lucid, and let's see whether it works for you. I mean, right now, I can like look at everyone on this team outside of the Jin. I feel like they're just a little bit. They have too much health. I think you just died, don't you?
I mean, they are pretty short-ranged.
Yes.
I feel like this is very much. It's seen a lot of success in the LPL. Seen a lot of success in
We've been saying that forever, though. We're in the LCK. It does not work here.
Well, Raptor's trying to shake. He's trying to prove this wrong, and we'll see.
It's the perfect week, okay? We need the perfect... BNK needs to win this game. How are we supposed to do it with a Kiana? Oh, my goodness. Okay, Rakan, I'm sorry about the bias, ladies and gentlemen, but I just really want the perfect week. All right, Rakan going to be locked in. Duro going to be able to help out with a lot of the engage here. The double circles on the top side of the map for GENG is going to be very scary. And then the Realm Warp to get Chovy into the fight if he needs to be there. I think BNK, certainly a lot of options, right? And if you do get Supreme Display of Talent as well as that Shockwave lined up, Solar Flare to then hold them in position, True Shot Barrage over the top. There's a lot of wombo combo for the BNK VRX boys, but if you don't land all of that stuff, Kiana dies in 2 hits to anyone, and it can be really problematic.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrying. I feel like a lot of solo queue at the moment, particularly this year, has been about these, you know, lethality champions in particular. There's a lot of new lethality items that have been very popular. You know, you get good momentum in the jungle, you get the extra movement speed from the quest, you end up clearing so quickly. You know, we've seen things like Talon, Kha'Zix, Zed be very popular. And it obviously hasn't bled through into the LCK, into this sort of pro that we see. But you know these players want to do it. And Raptor's going to try and make it work. I think this is a hard composition to do it into because, as you said, you are liable just to get exploded. So this is truly a test to if you can make it work. You have a lot of playmaking tools, but the burden of execution is high.
It is. Vikla has made this Orianna work in the past, though. Let's see whether it works this time around up against GENG in game number 2. Oh, top laners finding one another. Clear doing the most damage in the game thus far. Never mind. Diablo doing the most damage in the game thus far. Hang on a sec. Vikla doing the most damage in the game. They're all doing similar damage in the game so far. Take it away, Orcs.
Yeah, that's the analysis that we need, you know. That's the sort of stuff I would just talk about, so you've kind of taken my...
I got a little carried away.
Yeah, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't do that, because now I'm at a loss. What do I want to talk about?
Why don't we talk about where BNK and GENG have lane control?
Well, I'm interested to see this top lane matchup, because we've seen it very favored towards the Ambessa like last year, and it's been, you know, we've often seen the Ambessa picked in the Gwen or Gwen banned away. Sorry, Ambessa banned away when you want to go the Gwen. But there is this kind of this tendency that we've seen from some of our top laners to just ignore matchups.
Yeah, and also we have seen Gwen pick into Ambessa quite a bit so far this tournament, which is kind of strange. Clear right now is making it look like Ambessa is okay in the matchup.
Yeah, Keen is trying to trade. He was level 1 into level 2. It's a little scary.
Keen's not scared, though. He is not the kind of man who would give in to fear.
Yeah, maybe should have been a little scared there, but we'll see.
Fear is often useful to stop us from doing things that would put us in danger.
There's definitely some players in the LCK who I think could use a bit more fear.
I would agree.
Maybe Kanavi.
Yeah, I was going to say there was someone playing in the last series. I think everyone knows exactly who we're talking about. It's Chovy. Going to find a bit of damage onto Vikla here. He does get the phase rush, but so does Chovy.
Yep. Clay going for a little bit of a deep ward here.
And Keen is going to be able to pick up the majority of these minions.
Yeah, I think bot lane as well. Ruler's gone for the cleanse, makes sense into Leona. But it means that with Diablo having the barrier, I mean, it's already a really strong 2v2 with the Leona Ezreal. The power they have, if you land the engage and you have the burst from the Ezreal, combined with the fact that you have barrier into cleanse, just means you're really on the back foot, you know? Especially Rakan. I think Rakan is kind of uncomfortable into AD carries with a dash. Because you try and land the W to peel, like if they're going in, you W to peel, they can just dash over it, or even just flash over it to commit to the kill. So, Rule and Duro just playing it a bit defensively. In the last game as well, they were on the back foot a bit, so...
Ooh, bit of damage there from Vikla towards Chovy, but I think took some in kind. So both of our mid laners are probably looking for a bit of a back, and as you can see, Minion Wave is going to meet once again. Chovy just wandering back because, of course, doesn't have teleport. Vikla can teleport back in, which is likely what he's going to do right now. Refillable now complete.
Keen found a good angle to TP back in here.
Oh, there is the grand entrance to stop the engage here from Kellen, but Diablo still able to get that damage down. A lot of summoner spells used. Shield of Daybreak denied by the cleanse, but that is a longer cooldown. And so just the heal invested here from B&K. Still barrier there for Diablo.
That was a nice grand entrance though from Duro to kind of stall Kellen out, but you saw how committed Kellen was to, like, I'm getting that cleanse, I'm getting that cooldown. And now with the fact that he still has flash available, you know, you can E-flash on Leona, and it's pretty hard to pre-flash that as an AD carry, so Ruler definitely has to be careful.
Yep. See whether he can, as good little block there. As Ruler is not going to be able to stop Diablo from going back home. He does make it there. And Kellen is going to have to wait a little bit longer. Clear was thinking about going for a reset, as he still hasn't gone back to base just yet.
Yeah, so Keen's playing this lane really well, because he managed to get his recall in and TP back, and he's kind of just trapping Clear in the lane. And any advantages Clear would have for the matchup are kind of being nullified from the fact that Keen got to back, got to buy a refillable, got to buy a Dark Seal, and so is just stronger than he should be. And now he's going to be able to get a reset off again. So I think this is kind of indicative of how, you know, Mastery...
Ruler unfortunately walking a little bit too far up. Doesn't have cleanse anymore because he has to flash to get out of the way. There's a grand entrance though, as in the meantime, there's Canyon finding the angle into the mid lane and takes down Vikla. Nothing he can do about that, and Chovy off to a great start. Now picking up the assist in lane and will be able to get rid of that entire minion wave.
Yeah, point and click CC, hard to play against from the Rise.
Oh, in goes Kellen one more time. As remember, not a lot of summoner spells left available here, only Duro's flash towards the bottom side, but Canyon's moving in. Diablo gets the information.
Yeah, will be spotted. Good scouting there. But yeah, Ruler just kind of walked up there, didn't expect Kellen to be there, and so ends up losing his flash as well. No flash, no cleanse. You are super scared as the Jhin here. And this is giving the confidence for Raptor just to start off this dragon. Smites early to help speed it up.
Yep, had a couple of charges, so should have access to that smite again. And hopefully holds on to it this time so that he doesn't get Wind Becomes Lightning stolen. As Diablo, wanting to take down Ruler here, I believe took a turret shot, but avoided the deadly flourish.
Yeah, I think he can play with so much confidence in this 2v2 because he has that barrier backup. We'll see this replay. Vikla already chunked out a decent amount. And yeah, it's just the root connects, and it's like, I think all Vikla can do is just flash a little bit sooner before the root comes in, but...
I think even then may have been dead. It's a tough one to keep up with. 400 gold now the lead for just Chovy, and Canyon with a bit of an advantage as well, even though Raptor is farming this one out quite nicely. Cheeky little pickaxe has been completed so far, but does want to get to that Propane Hydra as quickly as possible, as Kellen is going to move up this mid lane to help get the shove. And so far, GENG with an 800 gold lead. Feeling like things are working like clockwork this time around. Less funny business in this game, which makes me a little sad as some needlework comes out. Clear, level 7, so does have the ulti if he wants to try and catch Keen. But he's not going to be using it. Now just looking for a reset. We'll be able to go back home. Can Diablo get the cannon? I believe yes, as Mystic Shot is one heck of an ability. That's going to allow him to pick that one up and stay ahead by just a little, as Gleaming Quill just barely goes wide.
I think, again, we're having a game a little bit slower in terms of pace in the early laning phase. I feel that's kind of just become how games are going for the most part, unless one team makes a big flub.
Yep.
But that early kill for GENG definitely going to be advantageous. and still looking to see what Raptor can do on this Kiana. Just have the ult available now. I would like to see something happen bot lane, but Rula's cleanse is coming up again.
Yeah, Dura actually taking a fair bit of damage there as, oh, Kellen not quite able to follow with that
Kellen
Zenith
does
Blade.
now have the ult. Chovy's flash is also down, so I feel like that's definitely someone you could attack as well.
True. Well, Kellen was thinking about going for a little bit of a combo there, but Gleaming Quill going to connect. Dura looking okay for now.
You can see Kellen like kind of thought, wait, Dura's playing so aggressive. Is someone here? You know, put a ward down, get some vision set up. Canyon is somewhat near, but not actually moving towards the bot side of the map.
And this lane is very close for now. Clear and Keen, just making sure that they keep each other in check. Chovy and Canyon might be coming up to say that actually, no, it's not very fair, but instead some grubs are going to distract Canyon for now. Solar Flare doesn't find any joy at all. Battle Dance, able to get Dura out of the way, as in he goes once again. Kellen's in range of the turret, though, and so does need to be careful. Still going to be surviving, but it's also that Raptor can get down here.
Yeah, they wanted the cleanse so they can go for this play with that. I'll have that, but now he's going to ult the wave.
Yeah, Curtain Call comes in. Diablo looking to try and block this as he does bring those minions in. Can Raptor make this one work as Chovy's trying to get on down? There's the flash forward. Sprint display Kellen around the turret. And down they will go. Kellen tanks it up perfectly. And that is a clean dive for B&K.
That was huge. You know, Chovy was moving down with the Realm Warp, even Ghosted to try and get there quicker, but they just make the dive so perfectly played. Kellen making sure the cleanse wasn't there meant they could pull that off. And honestly, Raptor landing the ult around the turret to get both of them, that is exactly what you want. First play from the Kiana going 100% perfectly.
Yeah, also got one of the kills as well. And you do want to snowball as this champion to stay relevant. Let's have a look at it one more time. And yeah, oftentimes when the Supreme Display of Talent is this small, you're like, oh, not exactly the best value, but still connected on both of the targets.
Yeah, so they not only have to make this work, Chovy is gunning it. He ghosted and he was running down. They really did not have much time, and they had to exit and run back down the lane, otherwise he could have cut them off. So they managed to get out safely, and there's no counter punch, no counter play. That's the thing that feels even better, is when the other team starts to move to counteract the play and don't make it in time, because they're just wasting their time.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a compounding effect.
Yeah.
And 900 gold is going to be the lead here for B&K. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the perfect day, the perfect week is on the table. See whether we can make it to 6 once again. As tomorrow, it's looking like, you know, the telecom wall could go all the way. There are some opportunities here as now Keen with some needlework underneath the turret. There's another one, though. Raptor is addicted to hitting turrets with his ultimate. Okay. And it's working.
Chovy moving up, has the Realm Warp.
I believe Raptor may be dead, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is going to be taken down. That's 544 gold going over to Chovy.
I did not see the outplay potential.
Yes, I did not quite see it either.
Yeah, Chovy, you know, obviously missed out on the previous play. This one he was determined to show up and make things happen, but is losing out on a little bit of tower damage here in the mid lane.
Wave going to be taken out there as well as Dura tagged by this Mystic Shot. Diablo looking for some angles. Still doesn't have his first item complete. We'll have it coming pretty soon. That is going to mean that this Ezreal is going to be pretty strong. As Dura can't take too many more of these Qs. As Canyon looking to get that knock up onto Kellen. He does have the Solar Flare, connects it, and actually lasts a long time with the help of the Eclipse, but when becomes lightning, enough to take him down. And True Shot Barrage sails by elegantly, but it's not going to do too much across the other side of the map. So nice little pick off here from GENG. They should now be able to turn this into a dragon of their own.
Yeah, also well played there by Duro for dodging out of the True Shot Barrage, because he was the one who was low HP. I think Callum was kind of looking for maybe a return kill there. Raptor fishing for something, but
doesn't have ulti, so not quite going to be able to do anything here as Diablo lacking mana, but does have a tier stacked up relatively high, so deceptively able to use a lot of buttons.
I think Raptor's just fishing for fish. That's why he's in the river.
Got it.
Won't find anything there. And now Clear has the Eclipse. Big spike for the Ambassador. So Keen, who doesn't even have his first time completed, definitely has to be wary. Now they are looking for Chovy. No flash, remember.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a flash from Diablo and Barrier. So I think Rula ulted.
Yeah, and Diablo took the majority of his health bar. As Raptor throws out a cheeky Q. There is a Trinity Force done for Diablo, but having his summoner spells just all used means that the power of this item spike feels a lot less dangerous.
It's not ideal. We've seen Clear gain a decent amount of ground in this matchup. You know, Keen
He's
was
2
obviously...
levels ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Keen is about to hit level 10, but, you know, we said the early game was going pretty good for Keen, but Clear's definitely started finding some momentum now.
Yeah, I feel like Keen has sort of been zoned out or something like that. Hasn't finished the quest just yet. And Clear has had his done for a little while.
I mean, that's the thing, you know, finishing the quest slate has a compounding effect, but also the quest gives that big burst of XP immediately.
Ah, true. So when he does finish it, it's likely that he catches up just a little bit. That is a good point, but he's not going to complete it if he's dead. And that is what B&K are looking to try and make happen right now.
So
just completes it now.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Xenoblade barely misses onto Keen, though.
Question is, can you
Still
make
in
this
trouble
happen before GENG come over?
Well, Canyon already here. There is the Solar Flare, and he gets in there. Supreme Display of Talent comes down, but Canyon is in position. Flash out there from Raptor, gets out of the way of the turret, is now clear. Needs to try and save Raptor and Kellen. Kellen already down as the rest of GENG make their way forward. Duro with the quickness is there, but now Vikla turns up and brings the orb to protect his Ambassador. The 2-for-2 trade in the end. Kind of okay here for GENG as it was B&K going for that play.
Yep, able to mitigate it, able to turn it around. You know, Keen obviously gets punished under the tower, but... Oh, another Realm Orb.
Dear, yeah, Vikla in a lot of trouble now as Shockwave onto only Duro as Vikla just doing his very best. Does have to flash, but does at least have it to avoid death.
And the 80 carries are just continuing to 1v1 in the bot lane.
Just fighting one another, as I believe Ruler does have a Ghost Blade to build, so did want to go back to base. As we'll check this one out one more time.
They land all the CC, but Canyon able to get on them before they leave the tower, slow them down. Able to kill Kellen here, and then the rest of the backup comes in. Raptor's trying to get to the brush to stall the time, but just immediately blown up.
And Chovy is just, he's been cleanup crew in this game.
Yep.
And he has a gigantic advantage in that mid lane, 1.1k. Same can be said for Clear on the top side of the map though, as Keen has been relatively bullied in this one. And so B&K probably still pretty happy with the state of the game right now. It's a Chemtech Soul, Orcs, Suspect.
Oh.
I need you to, you know, work on this.
Yeah,
okay,
sorry.
That's our second of the day. You know, you get a pass for the first, but the second one, that's when we start to get suspicious. All right?
You know, if we are going to have the perfect week, we're going to have more games per day, which increases the odds.
Well, no. It increases the need for you to pay attention, okay? As, all right, Raptor going in. Keen could be in trouble once again. He's going to flash to get himself out of the way as now Kellen finds himself in trouble as Canyon looks to turn it, and it's Ruler that takes the kill with his deadly flourish. Supreme Display of Talent not quite doing enough, but is going to be able to peel, and Raptor slinks away with barely any health. Let's see whether Raptor can snipe something. It looks like he's not going to be able to. Doesn't have Curtain Call and is out of range of the Deadly Flourish this time as Diablo moves over to his favorite 1v1 that will continue.
I feel like Canyon's just such a menace in these fights because so much of B&K FairX is burst, is about that big engage, and he's just kind of getting stuck into these fights and just, they don't really have the tools to deal with him right now with that Sundered Sky. You see here, they kind of opt into a fight that they're not really keen on taking. Tried ult Keen himself, and Canyon just jumps in and is like, okay, you don't have any way of dealing with me easily. Has the ult still to block all the damage from Diablo, and then B&K FairX have to run away. Raptor just surviving.
Yeah, and the double circles, man. The Crescent Guard and the Mist. It's just so difficult to do damage to these top two GENG players. I know they've killed Keen a couple of times, but it's going to get more and more frustrating as this game goes on, especially for Vikla to get anything done. Solar Flare, not going to be a good enough engage if you can just press W and be okay if you're the Gwen. So it could be a rough time as Duro, Celestial Opposition is going to pop momentarily. It looks like Rift Herald just going to be secured here by GENG. No real options for B&K. It's Ruler taking a little bit of damage, but should be all right underneath this turret, even if it is relatively low. Canyon makes his way in. The orb goes down from Vikla. GENG will be stymied for the moment. Rift Herald going to be thrown down into this mid lane to make sure that they have some control of this river. As Duro looking a little worse for wear. Raptor with that ulti back up yet again. All right, there's the snare as now Canyon looks to try and turn it onto Kellen. Does get the heal out though, and now they're looking for Diablo. Has that Crescent Guard running, but it is going to wear off. They're going to eat that Honey Fruit for the extra movement speed. B&K, once again, do retain some control. So Shelly not exactly doing what she's supposed to completely. GENG will now have to try and figure out what they want to do to stop this dragon from going down, or just give it up and look for something else.
Yeah, Chovy moves up towards the top side. Actually, Realm Orbs there, so it seems they're not... Oh!
All right, Diablo trying to get it out of the way, and the quickness is going to come on through, but the tower is just dead. So that is the prize here for BNK. That's first of the game as well.
Been from GENG, Ruler bidding flash there to back away. We'll see a plate picked up there by Chovy, but I think BNK FearX happy with how that turned out. Getting Dragon as well.
Yeah, teleport in from Vikla to stop this outer turret in the top lane from going down. Still, Chovy 1.3k the advantage, and is looking very scary. BNK thinking about trying to go for a kill there. Not going to find it just yet, is now clear. Fighting against Keen and still feeling pretty good in this matchup. Hex Drinker now just to help out. No matter who he's going to be laning against out of these solo lanes, still going to be very happy with that defensive choice.
You know, this game just still very even, but I just feel so concerned because a lot of the gold is on Chovy. He is very strong.
Yeah.
And there is just that Gwen, which even though she's behind, it's just, you know, any game that has a Gwen is just always a little bit concerning about what that champion can do later on.
Yeah, and I think it was, which Worlds was it? Or was it MSI? Might have been MSI.
MSI.
Yeah, Bin versus Zeus.
Yeah, that was the one.
Gets me every time. I struggle with Gwen. She's just brings up the bad memories. So, Keen, going to see whether he can trigger some of that as this game goes on. But right now, Clear 2-0-1, actually having a very good time on the Ambessa. And she is also a very scary champion. He can get some snipes onto Ruler potentially in the backline, right? He's not really allowed to curtain call if he's able to see an Ambessa, you know? So there are certainly angles for BNK to play this game out. Right now, GENG looking for Vikla, but there's the dissonance as Supreme Display of Talent does go down. But Canyon, Crescent Guard, one heck of an ability.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent amount of damage on a Chovy, but he's quite bulky, so it's like you're not going to kill him.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Shockwave follow-up, but you still need a bit more than that as well. I think that's one of the advantages of this top side of GENG. Against a bursty composition, you just are bulky enough to withstand that initial fire that comes out.
Yeah, the opening salvo, as it were. Canyon now moving towards his bottom side as Kellen and Clear will be able to take out this turret. The flash forward there from Kellen. Solar Flare is going to connect as into the mist they go, but Canyon shows up at exactly the right time. Keen now trying to turn this as he has the needlework to get that health bar back up again. And the Realm Warp from Chovy to deliver him in. And now Raptor is going to show up. Kellen is likely to go down, but there is the public execution. True Shot Barrage is avoided by Chovy and Canyon beautifully. And now Duro with the quickness just says, sit down, and Chovy will take him out.
Huge turnaround there from GENG, and BNK FearX, you know, they committed to the play initially, but you could see they thought this is not a good idea, and they started to regret it, and as more and more members joined in.
Oh dear, Mega Cone going to be able to get Vikla, and never mind, it doesn't get him out of there. The bullets rain true, and Ruler just hits everything there with that curtain call.
And that's 4 members from BNK FearX dying.
That might have just been game.
Yeah.
Just that play. Because now GENG can move that to this tower in the bottom lane. Top outer turret as well. Baron's on the map. And now BNK getting control again is going to be so incredibly rough. Plus they have a composition that relies on being ahead. There's a Kiana. And there shouldn't be, Ox. I want to reiterate that.
They'll keep doing it.
I know they will.
Yeah, so here, like, they commit to the play, and then it just feels like they quickly realize, oh, Canyon say we should back off. But I think if they just killed Keen, at least they would have gotten something out of it. And then they're like, oh, we have to back away. Okay. Oh, we really have to back away. And then they're like, oh, we can't get out, let's just fight then. But it's like, I think if they just committed onto the Gwen,
yeah,
they would have traded, they would have lost 2 people, and they could have killed the Gwen. So it would have been a 1-for-2 trade.
And also, like, if Clear had of that, like, when Keen moved away and the Realm Warp came in, as soon as he sees the Realm Warp, just public execution the Gwen.
I mean, I feel like you should just gone for it earlier than that.
Yeah,
I think at some point, just say, okay, we overstepped, we'll get 1 kill, we both die, 1-for-2, it's not the end of the world. But instead, you lose 4 members.
We're hindsighting anyway.
I mean, we are hindsighting, but also, it's like, it just felt so, like, you already committed the flash from Kellen, right?
Yeah.
Like, commit to the play or
oh dear.
Don't flash in like that.
There's a Realm Warp. Vikla is likely to die, and he will be taken out. What more can they get? That is going to be the question, though, as he survives a little longer than I would have expected. Yeah. Here on the top side of the map, Clear is still doing some good work. but he's not going to be helping with this dragon fight that's happening in 20 seconds time.
I think that one, you just give it up.
Diablo slowed down, Deadly Flourish doesn't connect, is now Kellen going to be the target one more time. Canyon is just a raid boss in this game. It's kind of impossible to do anything to him as Ruler with just a cheeky shot just nabs his 3rd kill of the game. And Chovy has the item. By the way, as Diablo, still tagged by the quickness there. As, okay, Clear looking to make his way over and picks up Ruler. They might be able to turn it into a kill onto him, but Raptor is already dead. Diablo, can you get the damage down as he sidesteps and Dura gets killed by Baron? Oh no! Still, Chovy shows up, and this guy has an entire bank worth of funds that he just throws at the Ezreal, and he dies. 6-0-3 now for Chovy.
Yeah, Actualizer doing some stuff here, just completely explodes. BNK FearX. I think this one is feeling a little bit done and dusted.
Oh, there goes the perfect weak, Orcs.
Yeah, I think he had to shockwave as they arrived. Like, you have to preempt it. Because as soon as champions like Xin Zhao and Rakan get a chance to move, you kind of just cooked. And here, yeah, Canyon is just very tanky.
He is.
I actually think the fact that they got the Baron involved kind of backfired here a little bit because he was contributing to the fight. He was using it to gap close so he could get to the Ezreal, and then he was flanking around and they just found the Kiana.
Yeah.
But I think the Baron was maybe...
The Baron then does kill Duro though.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny. Yeah. Yeah, Baron certainly MVP of that last fight.
Even with the Baron, still not enough for
No.
BK FearX. And Chovy's just so bulky.
Duro also just survives. Supreme Display of Talent is not enough to take down the Rakan. As Chovy just kills a dragon. That is going to be 2nd for GENG, evening out the Drake count between these two squads. Still some fight in B&K, absolutely. They're only 1,000 gold behind, and it's 24 minutes into the game. The problem is, this Actualizer Rise at 6-0-3, wielded by Chovy, is 4,000 gold ahead.
Look, I know you're not convinced by the Kiana, right?
Yes.
But imagine, okay, if you're in a situation where the players didn't have voice comms with each other.
Got it.
And the second the Kiana ulted the Jhin, he started typing in chat at his jungler and saying, what are you doing? Why aren't you ganking me? And then as the Kiana ran around the map killing people, the typing got more intensive and they stopped focusing on the game. Then couldn't you see the value of the pick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it needs to work.
Well, this turret doesn't work anymore because it's just taken out. Wind becomes lightning there from Canyon. Goes down to 50% as GENG get all 5 members here. As Raptor slinks into stealth as Keen is just now looking for the bottom side. Clear with teleport at the ready.
I do want to note that Chovy's 3 levels up on Vikla, and Canyon is 2 levels up on Raptor.
Canyon going to get delivered alongside Chovy as Supreme Display of Talent comes down, and Canyon is just dead. Mega Cone to split up absolutely everyone, and Clear dives into the fight. Chovy able to take down the Leona, but the public execution to pick him up Diablo from over the wall, but Clear is just dead, and Chovy goes golden. Keen able to tank it out, but it is going to be the kill there for Vikla, and they will be able to take him out there as now Diablo looking a little worse for wear. Deadly Flourish, good sidestep. And it is 3 for 2 in favor of GENG in the end.
I think Chovy's just too strong.
Chovy is a bit of a problem, is he not?
I think he's just, I don't think he dies. I don't know how you kill him. Like, they killed Canyon because they just CC'd him before he ulted, but Chovy doesn't have that problem. Yeah, I think Canyon maybe had to pre-ult before they went under him, but they kind of just layered the CC and blew him up. And then Chovy just walks about like, oh, you guys have no CC left? Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to just actualize all over you.
He just kind of walked at them and then gets the Seraph Shield and goes golden. And that means the Keen can then utilize the fact that they were distracted by an incredibly fed Rise to do some Gwen things on the back of the fight. Still does go down. B&K are able to at least trade 2 back, but
I mean,
still
it's not
a
like
1-5 GENG.
It's not the worst trade, right, in terms of kills, but it just isn't resolving their issues.
No.
And like, there isn't even that much of a gold lead. That's where I'm seeing the issue.
Well, Raptor is dead.
It's like the goal difference isn't that crazy. We've seen bigger gold leads, but it just, the tempo vibes are so off.
Yeah, they really are.
They're so off right now.
Man, I just keep thinking to myself, and I'm sorry to bring this up again, I just keep thinking that Kiana could be any other jungler.
Yeah.
Nocturne was available, guys.
Nocturne was available.
Well, Baron is not going to be available for much longer. Down to 7,000 right now as BNK looking to make their way in. There is no smite available, as now can Clear find the ulti. Kellen's so dead. But the Baron, they're just going to move back to it, and that one is just going to belong to GENG here. BNK not wanting to throw the game at this moment.
Yeah, I raised a point in draft. One of the issues with Rise is that you really want your core 3 items, and the problem is it's awkward to split.
What about the core 4 items?
It's awkward to slot Zhonya's in there before those 3 items are completed. But that problem's solved by just being monumentally fed.
And
that does Chovy.
So just buy 2 third items at the same time. Is that what
Yes, that is what Chovy's opted to do.
That is such a smart move.
Yeah, he's because as you can see, Vikla hasn't even bought 1 third item.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's bought half a third item, which is not what he should have done. He should have bought 2.
Yeah, so, you know, something to learn from, something to pick up for in the future.
Yeah.
You know what else is crazy is the fact that, I mean, I know he gets the extra level from the Rod of Ages, but Chovy's out-leveled both the top laners who have the XP quests.
That is kind of absurd. All right, Supreme Display Talent is... I didn't see it, unfortunately. Diablo's health bar is also missing.
I feel
so
like
he's going to have to go back to the fountain.
It's a little insulting to call it its full name when it just misses.
I know, but it is called its full name, and that's Riot's fault, okay? It's not mine. It's the same as when Akali messes up, and that doesn't quite work either. As GENG going to break over the base in the mid lane, guaranteed, but can they also get the bottom side of the map as well, as Keen pushing that one forward. Duro makes his way over. First inhibitor will be falling down. This game is very quickly spiraling out of control, if it's not already just gone. Dissonance doing a little bit of work there as Deadly Flourish to hold on to Kellen. He's died 7 times this game, though. It hasn't been a good time.
7 times so far.
So far. Thankfully, his scoreline is in that order, as GENG, they might just grab themselves a dragon because it's there, and then spend their buckets of cash.
Yeah, a lot of towers picked up, and they did make inhibitor towers worth more money on the new season, so they are very wealthy.
They are certainly quite well off. All right, Keen moving up towards his top side of the map, as Clear might be finding him here.
We also have the Serpent's Fang coming out from Ruler. So obviously a lot of shields on Clear and from the Orianna. And I guess Diablo has barrier, so...
Yep. Some things that he can make use of it with. As Raptor, he found his opportunity in the shop. Hasn't found the opportunity to do winning in the game just yet.
Yep.
I am clutching at straws. It's the perfect week.
Is there a lethality item called Destroy Enemy Nexus? You should find that one.
He should definitely find that one. That would be a really good one.
He should have brought that one instead.
We can guarantee that he has not bought that.
Is there a
Caulfield's Warhammer instead?
Is there
I don't think that means anything about it.
That's a good one too.
All right. GENG now looking for the last inhibitor that's left up on this map. As Ruler just taking pot shots where he can find them. Keen and Chovy pushing the rest of these waves in. BNK getting stretched a little bit too thin to make this one work. Super minions are getting cleared out relatively well with the help of this Orianna. And without Baron, it's a little bit harder for GENG to get this siege to work, but they are still closing in. BNK going to be forced to engage. And Canyon so hard to deal with. Kellen will be able to find him with that Solar Flare, and the ulti is not doing the most damage, or sorry, getting the most value here for Canyon. As Shockwave going to connect onto Chovy, can they actually kill him? No. As easy, just going to kill Diablo instead. He gets thrown back by the Supreme Display of Talent. Needlework almost kills Diablo. He needs to get to the fountain as Vikla is just taken out, and the public execution is not going to land there from Clear. Still, he gets himself into relative safety underneath this Nexus turrets. As Chovy looking a little worse for wear. These health bars looking better on the side of BNK than they would have otherwise been, as now Clear getting cut down where he stands. Diablo trying to get the damage in, but it is not enough, and Canyon will be able to shut him down. Just not enough damage for BNK, and GENG are looking to remain undefeated here in the LCK Cup, even if Game 1 was silly. This one was a little one-sided, and GENG demonstrating that they are still on Korean soil, and they're looking pretty good.
And you know, I was thinking about the fact of a perfect week, and I feel like perfect weeks are just so improbable because of the existence of GENG.
Yeah.
Do you
know why it was so possible this week, though? It's the year of Vikla, and DK versus GENG are always bangers, okay?
I thought you were going to say because GENG hadn't played yet.
That was why it was possible yesterday. Very true. Oh,
You
man.
remember when they went on that massive undefeated game streak?
Yeah.
That was a...
Yeah,
That was time.
that did mean that it was definitely not 2025 that we had a perfect week. That definitely didn't happen.
What's crazy is that you get games like the first one where, I mean, that's the thing, is they get these massive undefeated streaks, and you get games like the first one in those streaks where it really looks like they are on the brink of losing, and then they just don't.
Yeah.
I think there's so many ways you can describe GENG, but I think they truly just are very good at winning.
They are. They're also very good at not losing.
Oh.
Which is, I think, the main thing. And I know that sounds silly. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. Like, that is sort of the way. They just refuse to go down.
Yeah.
And that's what they did in game number 1, and they didn't have to in game number 2 because they had Chovy on Mega Rise that just really did some stuff. Thankfully, now the scorelines are going to be evened out at 7-7. Don't need to worry about that weird stuff that people talk about on the internet.
Group desperately needing them to get these wins as well. If GENG lose a series, Group Baron might just actually be fried.
Yeah. And they're just very happy that HLE sort of falling apart because that's what's kept things very, very interesting as far as the scorelines between our two teams.
We felt a bit concerned about the draft from this one. Maybe a bit is an understatement, but
I don't think Kiana is very good at winning games in the LCK.
I think that's a fair and valid statement. This game, even when the gold was like within touching distance, just felt painfully unwinnable.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other way to describe it. You could just... That's the thing, is like, you can look at the gold and be like, wow, this is actually closer than, you know, when the gold... Like, some games it's like 3,000 gold, and you're like, it honestly doesn't feel that way. And then this game's like, you know, they're 1,000 gold ahead, and you're like, it feels so rough.
Yeah. Even when B&K had a lead, it didn't feel like they had a lead.
Yeah.
In this game, as Diablo, just walked a little too close to Chovy there.
It's once again the evidence of tempo vibes.
Yeah. And tempo vibes are a very real thing, and they can hurt you.
They did hit B&K Fear-X.
Yeah. And GENG often abuses their existence because they have them all the time. This is the problem. As having a listen in to GENG as they calm and collectedly look to take down B&K, calling out, killing towers and things like this, and Duru's having a giggle.
Yeah.
As Duru actually having a pretty fantastic series, I would say. I think his Rakan looked brilliant here in this game, was able to find a whole lot of the angles to start off these fights. Who gets PO? Is it just, you know, Chovy because he was the guy in this game?
Oh, please. Look, Chovy had a great game too.
How did Ruler do that much damage on Jin?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's going to get POM. I know who I think probably will get POM. I know who I voted for, and they're different people.
Who did Soup and Chijijik vote for? That's my question. I think they voted for Chovy.
Maybe.
They have short memories over there.
We'll see.
And it's going to be Canyon.
Oh.
The Flag Master is going to pick it up, and I think this is well-deserved.
Justice is served.
It certainly is.
Oh, man. Yeah,
I think after the flagging, the flaggening.
Yeah, I mean, he got some great steals in game 1 and game 2. I think he had a massive impact. Did Chovy also have a massive impact game 2? Yes, but game 1, I think he struggled a little bit into the power of the year of Vikla.
Yep.
So I think this was the right choice.
I would agree. I'm looking forward to seeing where the votes sort of landed from everyone, because that's the most fun part. But I am very, very glad that we did have it going over to Canyon. So now it is time to have a chat to him. Let's throw it over to Dia for the translation.
POM에 선정된 캐니언 선수 만나서 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dia for the POM interview translation, joined by Canyon on the side of
오늘
GENG.
2대0 승리로 여태까지 3전
With
전승을
that
기록하고
2-0.
있고요. 오늘은 또
You got 3 victories down out of 3, and also an unanimous POM. How do you feel?
운이 좋았어가지고.
You know, I think I felt so lucky from game 1, and I think we were able to keep going with that momentum into game 2 to get today's victory. You know, today's battle had the global gold wavering back and forth the whole time. So what was your impression of BNK Fear-X today, or before today's match, and how was it playing against them on stage? It didn't change much. I felt like they were always a very good team.
개인적인 생각으로 이제 뭔가 정글 바텀에 좀 합이 잘
And personally, I think
생각해서
their jungle and bot synergy is on point.
정글과 바텀의 합이
I
잘
think they're
맞는다라고
pretty
생각해
solid.
주셨다 이런 말씀해 주셨는데요. 1세트에 캐년 선수의 활약이 정말 엄청났습니다.
And for game
특히
one,
기묘한 스틸이 2번이나 나오게
you know,
됐는데요.
we had so
저희가
many
뒷발
amazing
스틸
plays,
장면을 두개
especially
모아봤거든요.
some
같이
strange
보면서
steals
상황
from
설명
you.
부탁드리도록
So let's
하겠습니다.
take a look at these highlights.
노리신 건지 궁금해요.
Was this a calculated play?
같은 경우는 이제 그 전에
Or
판테가
dragon?
레드 쪽을 들어왔을 때
네.
생각보다 엄청 빨리
know,
레드 쪽에서 빠져나가길래
I thought that
깃발로 뺏었는데 또?
it's because the
스마가 좀 없다고 생각을 했었는데
the enemy
그냥
jungle actually
다음
used
건조가 좀
smite a little
잘
too fast, so I thought I was able to just go ahead and steal that. And for Baron,
그러면은 딱
I
깃발
think I was just really
던지면서는
lucky for
뺄수
Baron.
있을 거라고
So
예상
as
못하셨던
you were
거죠?
throwing your flag down, were you
던져보는
expecting
어,
to
근데
get the
운이
steal?
좋아서 두 번이나
Yeah,
이렇게
I just
스틸을
kind of throw it out
해놓으셨습니다.
there.
상대 정글러 입장에서는 진짜 캐년 선수가 좀 밉지 않으셨을까 이런 생각도
But-
드는데요. 이
Yeah, the
세트에는
enemy jungler
상대가
must
또
have been
그웬을
so
집중 공략하더라고요.
upset
김
after
선수가
that.
힘들어하진 않으셨는지도 궁금합니다.
And in game 2, the enemy focused Keen's Gwen down, so was he having a difficult time?
그때 좀
Yeah, he was 2 levels down,
뭐라고 콜을
and
하진 않으시던데요?
that's when I realized that he was
잘
behind.
알겠습니다.
He didn't actually make any
이 세트
calls,
이제
he was
상대가
actually
피아노를
quietly
이용을
doing his
했습니다.
job.
지금 LPL에서는 꽤 나오고 있는 픽으로 알고 있는데
And in game 2,
LCK
Kiana,
처음이거든요. 어떻게
although
상대방과
she's
어떤
showing up in other
점이
regions, she doesn't normally get picked up in the LCK Cup. So since Raptor played her today, any thoughts on Kiana?
그래도 좀 초반에 탑을 잠자는가 그런 거에서 나왔다고 생각해서
I feel like Kiana can actually move around a lot and give a lot of strength and support to the top side. So do you think in the LCK you will be able to see more Kiana?
거 시작되면은 충분히 나올
Yeah, I think in best of fives you can definitely expect to see her. Since next week will be Super Week, we look forward to Kiana's appearance. You know, in both games 1 and 2, there were some accidents in solo lanes. So as a jungler, what mindset did you have and what did you prioritize?
없다고 생각하고 있어서 그냥
You know, I don't think that accidents are fully avoidable.
또 한 번 사고 났다고 그대로 지는 건 아니니까.
And just because accidents happen doesn't mean that we will lose. So I think we'll just try to find that timing that we can turn things around. And that's just how we keep our heads in the game. And with today's win from GENG, the score between Baron and Elder Group is now 7-7. As the Baron Group leader, what message do you have for the Baron teams? You know, it's 7-7. You guys, it's really tight, so I hope that a lot of parent teams end up winning. We got this, guys. And your next opponent is a sole undefeated Elder team, which is D plus Kia, which will be a pretty interesting rivalry. So anything you would like to say to your old friend Showmaker? You know, you're doing really well lately. Your form is on point. I think let's have a great game, Showmaker. And that's the end of the interview with Canyon, and back to the space. Thank you.